Hi, welcome to the Sing Play Great Teaching Tips channel. I'm Sandra and today I'm sharing first day activities for our upper elementary music students. Let's get started. Depending on where you're teaching, you may be teaching 4th, 5th, and 6th. You may only be teaching 4th and 5th. And I know some of you may be teaching 4th all the way up through your 8th grades. Hopefully some of these ideas are going to help you with those first day activities. I'll be sharing some ways that I've used in the past that I have found successful, and I'm hoping that they will help you too. I think the question with upper elementary is, one, you have to ask yourself, is this your first year teaching, or have you been teaching for a while and the students already know you? Or do you have a big influx of new students every year, or enough new students that those are going to be some of the things you need to weigh out as you decide on your first day activities? I got lucky and I was teaching at the same school for many years, and so by the time they got to 4th grade, I pretty much knew everyone except for the new students, and so I did things differently than you might do if you're a new or a 1st through 3rd year, 4th year teacher. So here's a couple tips. So one thing is even in 4th grade, 5th grade, and 6th grade, I really like to have a welcoming type activity. I found that in 4th grade that they still really like to sing, and so I had a special hello song, and that hello song had some solfege in it, and it would challenge them to remember to use the hand signs and to sing, and those students really enjoyed singing that song and welcoming each other into the music class.
Hello, hello, how are you? Come and sing us, how are you? Come and sing a song or two. Come and sing a song with me.
After I sing the hello song, then I sing the names of each of the students on So and Me before they sit down. So they would come in the room, they find their spots, we sing hello, hello, how are you, and sing the hello song, and then I would sing Johnny, Mary, Tabitha, and they would sit down. That way I could do roll really quickly, but also I sang their names super fast and I had them all memorized. So that's something you want to think about. What kind of song do you want to bring your students into the classroom? I've used guitars, I've used hand drum, and I've also used a ukulele. Hello, hello, how are you? And it's an easy way to get everyone in music land very quickly. I didn't play the piano very much because I felt like it put a barrier between me and the students, and I wanted to be openly accessible to them. Also, I found I might need to walk around the room, or if there was a challenge or something I needed to deal with, I could set this down very easily and take care of anything super fast, quickly, so we could get on with our music lesson. To me, the most important thing in those upper elementary classes is establishing the relationships, the connections as soon as possible. One thing I know, I felt like my kids really like to play games. So I had a game that we could play. And it's super simple. I didn't want anything too complicated on the first day of school because there's a lot of things going on for them. And I just felt if I kept it simple and made the connection, that was what was important to me. So the game is super easy. It goes like this. I just played it with a hand drum. My name is Mrs. Hendrickson. I come from New Jersey, and I like to sing and play music. So we're going to have it fill in the blank, and I just put it on the board, or you can make a presentation out of it. It's my name is, I come from, and I like, with the word music at the end. So before we play the game, I would demonstrate that. Then I would talk to them about what are the things we can put in the blank before the word music. And I actually would write those on the board because every class is going to be different. And so some of the students are going to say the name of their favorite band or a favorite artist, or they're going to just say sing and play music, or they might play an instrument and they'll say, I like to play recorder music. I like to play ukulele music. So I give them a list of at least 10 things so that when we play the game, it goes pretty smoothly. We don't have to play on a hand drum the first day. But I have found with the upper grades that they usually can handle that and they like getting that instrument in their hands. Otherwise, you can just have them pat their knees. That's fine too. We're just trying to keep the beat. The main thing is we're listening to each other about I am who I am, where I'm from, and what kind of music I either like or like to make, or I listen to or dance to, whatever it might be. And that's just a really fun game you can play in the upper elementary classes that will help you get those connections going right away. After I play the name game, then it's time to maybe calm down a little bit, and I'm going to go through the rules in the classroom and some of the procedures. I like to go through that on the very first day. I haven't always done that because I'm thinking, oh, I want them to want to come to music and I want them to have fun, la 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 la. And I get a little anxious about that. And then I realized that if I did not do my rules, I did not do my procedures the first and second day of class, that there really wasn't going to be time later to do it. It's kind of like prepping for your barbecue. You gotta chop up the meat and you gotta marinate it and get it all ready for the really fun barbecue that you're gonna have later. And I learned that over time that was an essential part of my first and second day activities. I also learned that having my rules posted was super important. It was really interesting to me to have my specific rules posted in the classroom. So I had my rules posted on a bulletin board where the teacher and the students would see those. They were right by the entry door. And it was kind of magical in a way, something that I didn't think ahead of time, but it worked out because the teachers would actually read my rules, and a lot of them would go back and ask their kids if they had followed my rules in the class, or how were they on number 3, because they might have been having trouble with them on number 3 in their classroom. So I found it was a really good communication, and also, made sure the other teachers knew that, yep, in music we have rules. Unbelievable, but there's rules. And we are expected to follow those rules, and we're going to treat each other with respect and be kind and have a really awesome school year. And here's why, because here are the 6 rules or the 4 rules or whatever your rules are. It's super important to communicate those expectations right at the beginning of the school year. So we're talking about upper elementary, and we've done some kind of hello or welcoming activity, and then we have played a game to get to know the students, and then we've talked about our rules and procedures, and that might be all the time that you have. If you have more time, as some classes are longer, and you have 10, 15, 12 minutes left, I have a really fun free resource. It's called I Make Music, and it is not only a 2-part song, but it's also an ORFF arrangement. So you can choose how to use this. In 4th grade, you might do the 2-part song. In 5th and 6th grade, you might want to pull the sheet music out, have it printed out, and have your instruments ready, and the students could go ahead and play the song. It just depends on your curriculum and what you've been teaching, and if it's repeating students, all those good things to consider. But if you want to make music the very first day, I would recommend that would be your next activity. I think they really like getting their hands on those instruments, and coming up with something fun for them to do on the first day can help you have a successful first day activity with those upper elementary students. If you want to keep things simple and you still want them to get out the instruments, you could have them do some drumming activity with the music, a call and response. Just have them echo play some rhythms, put on some of your favorite music, and just do that for a few minutes. And if you had more time, you could have a student come up and be the leader, but it's a very easy activity to do with an instrument on the first day of class. So with the upper elementary students, I'm trying to keep them engaged. I'm trying to have a musical experience with them, and I'm also trying to get to know them. And here's another just quick and easy game you can play. You can use a beanbag, you can use a Beanie Baby, you can use a soft cush ball, anything you've got will work. Even an eraser if that's what you have. And we're going to it's called toss and pass. So it's going to be toss and pass. And the first time I would just have one beanbag started. This is a free resource if you want the song that goes with it. It has the word toss and pass in it. And you can have the students do it along with the music track, or you can do this with just your favorite music. Here's how to play the game. So we're going to have everybody sit in a circle, crisscross applesauce, and they're going to pat their knees on the beat. either to your hand drum or to the music. One person is going to have the beanbag. Toss, and they're going to keep tossing it until it's time to pass. Now you can choose, you could stop the music as soon as it says pass, and then that person could say their name, they could say their favorite animal, they could say their favorite musical instrument. You could choose. This game actually is great for any time of year, but since we're at the beginning of the school year, so you just have everybody say their name. I wouldn't stop on every password. I would try to trick them. They're upper elementary. It's a game. So, and I would even close my eyes. I'm going to close my eyes. I don't know when I'm going to stop it. So you don't know who it's landing on. So you toss and then pass and stop the music on one of the passes. They could say their name and introduce themselves. Some children don't want to say much, so they might only want to say their name. So on the first day, I would leave it really open. You can say your name and one sentence about your summer. And one sentence. And some of them will keep going and they won't put the period till after the paragraph. But that's okay because you're going to get to know your students playing this really easy game. Toss and pass. So the main idea that I'm trying to share in this video with you through my experience and just things that worked for me and for you to try is that it's really important to make those connections, especially with upper elementary students on the first day. You have to go with the vibe and feel of your students in your school, and everyone's is going to be different. Even your classes can all be different. You may find the toss and pass game works for 5th grade, but it's not going to work for 6th grade, or it's not going to work for 4th grade. So that's why hopefully I shared a couple different ideas with you that you can use so you can adapt them to meet the needs of your students in your teaching situation so you can have a successful first day of class. Sing, Play, Create has lots of first day activities. One of the most popular ones is the Get to Know You rhythms.
Get to know ya, get to know ya, get to know ya rhythm.
Because it has our chant, it has a game, it has the PowerPoint, it has flashcards. It's a whole unit of activities you can do for the first month or at least 3 weeks of school that'll give you something for those upper elementary students to play. I highly recommend you check it out. The link is below. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you'll like and subscribe to the Sing, Play, Create Teaching Tips channel, and I wish you a great back to school year. Thanks for watching.